That day when my mother had just left the house, my stepfather also quietly walked out. I didn't pay much attention, just thinking that he went to work late. Every day after breakfast, I started cleaning up in the kitchen, washing the remaining dishes. The space was quiet, only the sound of water running from the faucet and the sound of dishes hitting each other. I was so engrossed in my work that I didn't notice that a figure was approaching from behind. Suddenly, a rough hand slipped around my waist and squeezed tightly. The unexpected feeling made me stiffen. My breath caught. It was my stepfather. His breath was close to my ear, sending a chill down my spine. I tried to struggle, but that hand held me tight, not giving me a chance to move. At this moment, fear and a series of panicked questions arose in me. The familiar kitchen suddenly became cramped, suffocating to the point of difficulty breathing, and from that moment my haunting story began. Hello everyone, my name is Evelyn. I am 22 years old. I have lived with my mother since I was a child because my father passed away when I was young. My mother, Yisa, is a strong and resilient woman. She sacrificed a lot to raise me. My childhood was filled with love and care from my mother. Although our lives were not always full, my mother always taught me how to be independent and strong in the face of all difficulties, and I always thought that we only needed each other. Everything changed when I was 18. That was the first time my mother told me that she had met someone special and that we wanted to take our relationship further. I was quite surprised because my mother had not paid much attention to love affairs after my father passed away, but this time she looked different. Her eyes were bright, her smile was always on her lips. She told me that she wanted me to meet that man, to officially introduce him as part of the family. The day we met, I was stunned when I saw my future stepfather. Aidan, his name, was a tall man looking much younger than his age. He was only a few years older than me, and even from a distance, no one would think he was my mother's lover, but could easily mistake him for my brother or friend. He had an attractive smile and deep blue eyes, which made it easy for others to feel sympathy at first sight, but it was that youthfulness and elegance that made me feel confused. I couldn't imagine why someone like Eden would choose my mother, a woman over 40 years old. Even though my mother was still very beautiful at first, I tried to act comfortable because I didn't want to upset my mother, but as time went on, I felt more and more that something was wrong. I asked my mother many times, "Mom, why did he marry you? He's so young. Could it be that he has some intention?" Every time my mother brushed it off and scolded me. She was serious, her voice firm. "Evelyn, don't say that. That is true. Love regardless of age. Aiden loves Mom for who she is, not for anything else." I tried to believe my mother, but I still had doubts. Aiden's attitude was completely different. He was always polite and attentive to my mother. He even cooked, cleaned, and helped my mother with housework, something I had never seen in any other man. However, every time he looked at me, there was something strange in his eyes. It was not simply the eyes of an uncle looking at his stepdaughter, but rather something that was hard to put into words. I told myself that maybe I was thinking too much, that I needed to give him a chance to prove himself. My mother and Aiden got married after only a few months of dating, and he quickly became an official part of the family, but I couldn't deny that his presence in this small house had changed everything. Family meals are no longer the same when there is always a strange atmosphere between us, an awkwardness that I cannot name. However, I dare not say it because I know that my mother is very happy. She trusts Aiden absolutely and sees him as the man who brings joy and comfort after years of loneliness. I didn't want to hurt my mother, but deep down I couldn't help but wonder, does this man really love my mother, or is there a secret behind that perfect smile that I haven't discovered yet? After a while, I gradually got used to Aiden's presence in the family. Although I was a bit shy and awkward at first, I couldn't deny that he brought a lot of joy to my mother. He often helped her with housework, cooking, and always maintained a polite and proper attitude. Everything gradually stabilized, and I also tried to think that maybe my initial doubts were just my imagination. One evening, after a long tiring day at school, I went to the bathroom to relax. Since I hadn't had time to do the laundry, I hung my underwear up in the bathroom, planning to collect them and wash them with the other clothes. The Next morning after taking a shower I wrapped a towel around myself and walked out of the room to find some clothes to change into, but when I came back to get my underwear it was gone. I paused behind, thinking that maybe I had left it somewhere. Still I searched the bathroom, opening every cabinet door, bending down to look under the sink, but it was nowhere to be found. At first I thought I must have left it in the bedroom. I went back to my room and rummaged through the pile of dirty clothes and drawers but couldn't find it. A strange feeling arose in my heart, making me confused. The pants were clearly hung there before I took a shower, but now they were gone without a trace. After changing, I walked into the living room where Mom and Aiden were watching TV. They both looked very normal and comfortable. Mom even laughed out loud at a funny scene on the screen. I hesitated for a moment and then spoke up. Mom, Stepdad, did anyone come into the bathroom just now? I just finished taking a shower, but it seems like something is missing. They both turned to look at me. Surprised, Mom asked, what did you lose? I hesitated a bit, not wanting to be too specific. Just replied, yes, just a personal item. My underwear was hanging in the attic in the bathroom. Now I can't find it anymore. Aiden smiled lightly and shook his head. No one went into the bathroom, maybe I left it somewhere else. Mom agreed. Try to remember, did you ever leave it somewhere else? Uncle Aiden and I was sitting here the whole time. No one went into the bathroom. I didn't say anything more, just nodded and went back to my room. In my heart I thought to myself that maybe I really did leave it somewhere and didn't remember, but the strange feeling didn't go away even though I tried to brush it off, telling myself that it wasn't a big deal. A part of me couldn't help but wonder if I didn't leave it, then what happened to my underwear? Since that day a strange feeling has always lingered in my mind. I can't explain it, nor do I know where it comes from, but it seems like there is an invisible gaze following my every move. At first I tried to calm myself down, thinking that it was just me being too sensitive after the incident of my underwear disappearing, but that feeling did not fade away. On the contrary, it became more and more obvious. The strangest thing was when I took a shower, my bathroom door was made of frosted glass from the outside. Looking in, I could only vaguely see the shape inside, but not the details. But from the inside, I could still make out a faint silhouette of someone if they were standing